Hello, and we're going to talk about why we went down today. Yes, recording this slightly after midnight. Bitcoin 58, I think it's getting close to like $59,000. And we've recovered nicely, but why did we go down? Well, I personally believe because they're just kind of bracing and trying to find the right price for the rate cuts next week. That's going to impact everything, going to make bonds less attractive, going to make crypto and stocks more attractive, but it's going to take a couple more cuts for that to really take effect. And people are pricing that in right now. The market's not sure how to react. They're not sure if 25 basis points, a little disappointing because people want 50. If there's 50, there might be some panic. So they don't exactly know what they want and they don't really know what to expect. Some people will actually say that it was because of Trump's assassination attempt that it actually went down. And to their effect, the market did start going down a little bit around that time. I don't think it was exactly at that time, but it's around that time. And it went down from like around 60K to 58K, within a couple of hours. But good thing he's okay. And the attacker did not come close this time. They just heard some shots within the vicinity. Now, he was at his golf course playing golf. And those places are very hard to secure because it's very open and wide. And I think like someone shot from the fence outside his golf course, so it never really came close. And the FBI basically got him before he got too close. The guy, I think, was a pro-Ukraine supporter, so he really doesn't like Trump. But the assassination attempt failed again. Good. And I think we're going to recover. If it is because of the Trump assassination attempt that the market went down, we're going to recover again. So that's not bad. And if it is because of the Jerome Powell stuff next week, then I think it'll just take most of next week to kind of calm down, and we'll probably be at about 60K at the end of the week. Once all the disappointment and maybe elation kind of settles down and nothing really has happened. But then we'll start to go up as later more rate cuts come in. People see at the end of this year. Also, gas prices and CPI is going to come down outside of housing, which they can't really make come down, but that's another problem altogether. So that's kind of why the market has moved. How it moved today. So I personally think it's because of the rate cuts next week and people are adjusting, but some people do believe it is because of the Donald Trump assassination attempt. Which one you believe, that's up to you. And we've also known that the SEC will not appeal the Ripple case. Now, this isn't official, but I think the Ripple lawyer basically said it's over. And they gave a really, really good reason. The Ripple case is over. That's not the Ripple lawyer, but this is the Ripple lawyer, Stuart Alderley. The Ripple's case is over, but their fair notice defense is still alive for others, so other people can use their fair notice defense. The SEC cites the 2017 Dow report as industry notice that crypto asset securities are subject to U.S. securities laws. But if you guys remember that a little while ago, the SEC actually apologized to the judge and said that crypto asset securities aren't actually a thing, and they completely made that up. So since that crypto asset securities isn't a thing, they can't really cite the 2017 Dow report as an industry notice. Very, very sloppy for the SEC there, but the SEC has been very, very sloppy overall. And the reason why they won't appeal is because based on this particular excerpt, which we're going to look at for a while, the SEC has clarified that crypto assets themselves are not securities. And they have done that because of the Binance case. They specifically mentioned that. The case focuses on investment contracts related to the sale and distribution of crypto asset, not the asset itself, the distinction which the SEC upheld in other cases. So basically, as the court noted, and as the SEC reiterates with its use of term crypto asset securities, which is no longer a thing, the SEC is not referring to the crypto itself as a security. Rather, and this is a footnote in the SEC's notes, as the SEC has constantly maintained since the very first crypto asset Howey case the SEC litigated, the term is a shorthand, see Telegram 448, blah, 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 which is a little more than alphanumeric cryptographic sequence. Security, in this case, consists of the full set of contracts expectations and understandings centered on the sales and distribution of the crypto asset. Nevertheless, to avoid any confusion, the PAC no longer uses the shorthand term, and the SEC regrets any confusion it may have invited in this regard. MTD order at 19 to 20. As the court explained, the crypto asset is the subject of investment contract. Defendants appear to argue that even if 10 crypto assets were offered and sold as securities during the ICOs, they do not remain securities in perpetuity. The SEC is not advancing this argument. The SEC allegations with respect to the 10 crypto assets at issue in secondary markets are that their promotions and economic realities have not changed in any meaningful way under Howey, such that they may continue to offer and sold as investment contracts. So the SEC basically admitted in the Binance case that the reason they're securities is because they're the way they were promoted, not so much that these coins are intrinsically securities. And because of that, they don't really have any grounds to appeal the XRP ruling, so it's finally done. And this is going to make their case against Kraken very, very difficult. Same thing with Coinbase. Coinbase does actually expect a resolution coming out next year, and I think Kraken is going to follow soon afterwards. The Kraken case is obviously going to be very, very dependent on the Coinbase case. So XRP, I think on October 7th, there will be a little bit of a pump as the timeline officially passes, and we might have a decent kind of market for XRP until then, but still not going to go to like $10 or like, anything like that, but like maybe like a 20% rise, which will probably be retraced afterwards. But the good thing about XRP is they are actually working on their smart contracts, or Codius, although it's a couple of years late. Still better late than never, and that should help with its third-party development, assuming Ripple will actually use money to actually support it. But more than that, it actually will help with smart contracts and DeFi and all that other stuff, which Ripple already has begun. But at the same time, like, they're still way behind others in that field. So maybe a decent market for maybe the next 2 weeks if people have actually been paying attention. And definitely on October 7th, I would expect after that time passes, we get a little bit of a pump for XRP too, as that officially passes that the SEC is not going to appeal. And since the SEC is not going to appeal, I'm going to assume they're going to lose all their other lawsuits as well, because that case will set a precedent. And if the Ripple case didn't set a precedent, the Binance case most certainly did set a precedent, because the original argument that on the DAO thing, that these things were digital asset securities, well, since digital asset securities, as mentioned by the SEC, isn't actually a real term and they just made that up, they basically have nothing to go on all those other cases as well. So between the Ripple case and the Binance case, I think crypto is going to finally get its grip out of the SEC. And that NFT case, I don't think they have any real chance of winning, making NFT securities, because obviously the digital collectibles, if they're securities, then maybe baseball cards are securities too, and that would never, ever fly. A Base DeFi project has actually rug pulled. Yes, it's called Base Bros. Now, when you hear a name called Base Bros, you know that's probably going to be a scam. So, anything Bros project, don't invest in it. A DeFi protocol on the Base blockchain vanishes after stealing user funds via an unaudited contract. Yeah, you probably want all those contracts audited as well. Base Bros Fi, a yield optimization decentralized finance protocol on Base blockchain, disappeared from the internet after stealing its users' investments through an unaudited smart contract. So this was never really meant to be a real project. It was obviously meant to be a rug pull, but if you're going to buy random DeFi protocols, this is what you risk, especially if you basically buy something called Base Bros. Just by that name, you should have known it was a scam. On September 13th, Base Bros deleted its official website and social media accounts on X and Telegram, so you're screwed now. Blockchain security firm Chain Audits, who had previously audited some Base Bros smart contracts, but not the one that they actually used to scam people, so you got to be sure that all their contracts are audited, found that the DeFi project orchestrated a rug pull via an unaudited and unverified vault contract. I'm guessing the team was kind of anonymous. Otherwise, they would have been found out, and I think they would have been tarred and feathered. But I don't think anyone knows where they are. Base Bros had approximately 2,000 followers on X and over 3,300 members on Telegram right before its disappearance. So I don't really know how much money those guys put in, but they probably scammed at least a couple $100,000. Chain Audits claimed it had audited 4 of the 5 smart contracts used in Base Bros project and added, unfortunately, the contract that facilitated the rug pull vault contract was not included in our audit scope, nor is verified on the blockchain. So definitely not good. The unaudited contract contained a backdoor vulnerability, very, very kind of like, just kind of what you expect. Allowing the company owners to withdraw funds deposited into the strategy contract. No good. No good, my friends. And of course, they were on the Seamless protocol, but their smart contract poll had actually like no effect on the Seamless protocol. The rug pull event was initially wrongly assumed to impact Seamless protocol due to similar contract labeling. According to the blockchain investor Cybers, the bad actors siphoned only $130,000 of stolen funds to the crypto mixing service Tornado Cash. So if you lost your money with Base Bros, you're probably not getting it back because it is very, very hard to track with Tornado Cash. And of course, if you're worried about Seamless protocol, the funds are actually safe. So the thing is, it wasn't really like a big hack, but it was pretty much an immediate rug pull. And they did actually siphon a couple $100,000 from 3,300 people. So just be careful when you invest in DeFi contracts. Make sure they are from audited contracts. And also make sure it's not called something like Base Bros, because that name is a big, big tip off that yes, you are probably most likely investing in a big scam. Anything bros, don't invest in it. Like, make sure, like, you should actually only invest in projects where the team is actually known outside of Bitcoin, because no one knows who Satoshi is. You got to invest like in projects where the team's actually known. Don't want to invest in anonymous projects. And you definitely want to check the validity of all the smart contracts that you will be using in that project. So definitely not a good thing, but just another scam in crypto. And of course, speaking of such, Justin Sun is saying that there will be a lot of excitement next week. Yes, Justin Sun excitement. Sometimes actual excitement, sometimes not so exciting excitement, or sometimes scammy excitement. So he's going to highlight a exciting next week for Tron meme coins as Sun Pump frenzy ensues. So he is definitely trying to get this like excitement about Sun Pump up. I mean, like, I bet he's going to make a lot of money from this Sun Pump stuff because it's basically like Pump.fun. There's a lot of projects being made, and they're all being made on Tron. This is one of the ways that you attract people to your chain. So Justin Sun's going to have fun with it, and he's probably going to do a big promotion. So there might be a couple of Tron meme coins that spike up. Obviously, with the hundreds that are coming out, you can't really pick the right one. If you try to pick the right one, you will probably be burned pretty badly. So he's optimistic about Tron's growth in the meme coin landscape. He knows where that's a lot of the money is, and that's where a lot of people are looking at to invest. The crypto mogul lined up several updates, which are expected as early as next week. They include plans to lower overall gas fees on the Tron network. That was never really a problem for Tron because Tron gas fees were never that expensive anyways. And he announced today an upcoming exciting week for Tron meme coins, claiming the tokens will see a more remarkable performance in this year's crypto bull run. Assuming we have one this year, we might actually just have one next year. The sentiment came a month after Sun.io launched Tron's first decentralized platform for the fair launch and trading of meme coin Sunpump. The platform debuted on August 13th as a competitor to Solana's Pump.fun, which took 17 days to hit $100 million in revenue. So obviously Justin Sun's excited about it because he's going to make a lot of money from this. Not really sure if anyone else is. So he posted on X, and he paraded various initiatives targeting Tron meme coins as early as next week, including a plan to reduce overall network fees. I mean, that's going to be good just for all users to lower network fees. Not that Tron's network fees were ever really that expensive. They were like maybe a cent or two, so not really sure like how much that affects. I guess if you make like massive amounts of transactions on Tron, like if you're like, one of those bots that make like massive amount of transactions on Tron, it could actually affect you. But for most people, I don't think that'll matter because, whether the fee's like 1 cent or half a cent is not going to matter for most people. Sun said that the cohort of a new high-quality meme coin developers, high-quality meme coin developers, sure, and celebrities will join the Tron community next week. The celebrities will probably be there for promotion for the high-quality meme coins, as more exchanges line up to list the network's meme coins. CoinGecko data shows that as of September 15th, the tokens had amassed a market capitalization of $577 million. So good for Tron, a lot of fees there. I'm not really sure what exchanges are going to line up to list Tron's meme coins. I'm sure some of the smaller exchanges are kind of like desperate and they'll like list anything, but more reputable exchanges, they probably have like higher standards. But I guess if you have like hundreds of millions of dollars in volume, even Coinbase will actually list it because they actually did list a couple of meme coins. He has other plans for the Tron meme coin landscape. He wants to create synergy between memes and NFTs. So like, it does seem like Justin Sun is really going to like combine memes with NFTs to really grow Tron. That is a good way to grow it. I mean, the DeFi stuff, I think that's mostly Sun himself. But this stuff, yeah, I mean, like he can actually do something, and it could actually get Tron finally into the top 10, or maybe even like in the top 6 or 7, which actually would be growth for Tron. Tron is actually slightly in the top 10 right now. So Tron is actually going to see some growth in the upcoming days. As long as Justin Sun doesn't get arrested or something, which I don't think he will, I do think Tron isn't a bad choice for the bull run investment. We'll just have to see how that goes. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe, hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.